Hey guys, I'm Louis and welcome to my next video. So in this video it's going to be another life stories, and essentially I'm going to be talking about the time I got locked in a cupboard. So this story basically begins, it was about year 8, which if you're not from the UK you don't really understand when that is. I was probably about 12 at the time, 11 or 12, and, wait, 12 or 13, sorry, I would have been 12 or 13, and essentially me and my mates, we had a science lesson. So it was like nearing the end. We had a science lesson after lunch. It was nearing the end of lunch, and basically we thought, you know what, we'll go to the science room to see if the teacher's there and might just sit in the lesson, because we were literally bored out of our minds. We were so bored at lunch. We just thought, you know what, we're gonna go in science, see if the teacher's there, just, I don't know, sit in there or talk to him or do whatever. But when we got there, it must have been about 15 minutes until the lesson was going to start, and basically the teacher wasn't there. We thought, oh, the teacher's not there. We looked in sort of the office next door, because it was like a science room, and then it had like the cupboard where they prepare all the like chemicals when you're doing experiments and that stuff. We looked, just popped our heads through there. It wasn't in there. It wasn't in the room next door either, which is also a science room. So we just thought, oh, we can't, we'll just have to stand outside or whatever. So it was going out, and basically on the way out, when I was leaving, one of my mates turned and said to me, oh Louis, look, there's a cupboard at the back of the room. That looks like such a good place to hide in. And I thought, oh no, I'm not going to do that. I'm easily going to get caught by the teacher, obviously. Why would I do that? And it's just like, come on, don't. Come on, go and have a look inside it. Climb inside it and shut the doors. And we'll let you know when the teacher's coming, so you can just get out just before he gets here, because we've got like 15 minutes. So I thought, you know what, why not do that? It would be pretty funny. So I decided to go hide in the cupboard. So I climbed inside the cupboard, closed the doors, and I waited. And I just thought, you know what guys, I was waiting for my mate to just call me or something like that, and just let me know that the teacher's coming, so I could just literally get out of the cupboard and sit down in a chair, or I don't know, leave the room or something like that, and just come back to the entrance. But my mates never said anything. They literally didn't say a word. And then I heard the whole class just come in, like the rest of the class, and I was like, oh my god, what have I done here? And I just couldn't move. I thought, if I move now, I'm going to be in trouble. If the longer I stay in here, I'm going to be even more trouble, like in massive amounts of trouble if I don't move. So I was about to get out, but then I heard the teacher come in, because I heard his voice. It was like a supply teacher, like a temporary teacher, because ours was like ill or something like that. And basically he started doing the register, like calling out everyone's names, and I just thought, you know what, I need to get out. If I leave it too long, it's just going to get worse. I might as well just get out and face whatever punishment I'm going to get, whether it's like detention or whatever. And essentially, as I was getting out, I thought, you know what, I've got to try and signal like my mate to maybe distract him or something like that. I've got to try, because they were quite near the back, so they were probably keeping their eyes on the cupboard because they knew I was in there, and I could hear them laughing. And I thought, you know what, I'll just poke my tie out the side of it to just try and get their attention, because he's taking the register. If I say something, he's going to hit me because everyone else is quiet. And I sort of poked my tie out of like the cupboard, like poked out and sort of waved it a bit, and then I like tried to do it from above, and essentially I heard the teacher stop and sort of look over at, well, I don't know if he was, I imagine he was looking over at the cupboard. I couldn't really see that much out of it, like I could just see sort of like out of this corner of it, and he was like more in the middle, so I couldn't really see what he was doing. But then he sort of carried on the register, and I was just like, I've got to just get out of this cupboard. There's no way, they're not going to distract him. I've just got to get out of the cupboard. He read my name out in the register, and I just thought, why not? I just said, here. He was like, Louis. I was like, here. And he was like, wait, where did that come from? And then he realised that the noise came from the cupboard, and I opened the cupboard and stepped out. And I thought, you know what, I thought I was just going to get shouted at. I was prepared for the onslaught of the rage from the teacher. I just thought he was going to shout at me, and then, I don't know, tell me to get out of the lesson, or he's going to give me a detention or something like that. But no, he literally ran up to me, grabbed me like by the back of like my shirt, basically, like pretty much grabbed on my neck, actually, pretty much. It was like half, it was kind of like this, and he literally just like marched me to the door and literally just pushed me out the door, And at that point I was pretty pissed off because, yeah, I'd been a bit of a knob and yeah, I deserved like a detention or being sent out of a lesson or something like that. But for him to basically grab me by the neck and throw me out of the room, no, I was like, I was not having that. So I essentially went mad at him, swore at him a couple of times, and yeah, probably got in a lot more trouble and ended up with, I think, like a half an hour detention or 40-minute detention or something mental like that. I think that was like the longest detention I've ever had at school. Yeah, and all I can say is I blame my mates for persuading me to sort of get in there, but I guess it's my own fault for agreeing to it in the first place. But I guess it's just kind of a funny story now that I look back at it. I got in a lot of trouble. I don't recommend anyone in school to just go and do this because, you know, it's sort of, well, it'll get you in massive amounts of trouble. Just don't do it. But in my opinion, I don't think the teacher had any right to sort of throw me out, even though, like, maybe sort of like by my clothes, like just grabbing my clothes, but he was like fully grabbing my neck as well as my clothes, and I just thought that was bang out of order. But I guess I got what I deserved, really. So the moral of the story is, don't give in to peer pressure and don't hide in cupboards. It's pretty simple. But anyway, guys, I hope you did enjoy this quirky little story. I've told it to quite a few people, and I just thought, you know what, may as well tell my subscribers as well, because it's a kind of a funny story. Comment on if you've ever done anything mad at school, like if you've ever done something really that, like, misbehaved a lot, or done something that you hadn't, or had an argument with a teacher or something like that. So let me know. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe if you enjoy my content so you don't miss any of my daily videos, and I'll see you next time, guys. Take care.